talk about Chris Hani and what happened there. Um, why particularly Chris Hani? I asked you that question earlier, but why not Nelson Mandela? Why did you not decide to go for Nelson Mandela or for Thabo Mbeki?
Okay. Chris Hani was a man who, because of his hardline approach, had the support of the radical youth. We wanted South Africa to be delivered into a state where they couldn't govern any longer. And then the security forces would have to declare martial law. They would take over, they would restore law and order, and then elections would have to be arranged. And in that election, according to all of the fundis, we would have won the election, we would have become the new government. We would, of course, have continued with the policy of several development because it was working, it was successful. Even KwaZulu-Natal, under Chief Buthelezi, was governing itself. All of the other states, although they didn't accept independence, they were governing themselves. And they were doing it gradually and very effectively. And had that been allowed to continue, we would not have had the chaos that we have today.
So you are a devout Christian and you speak about it quite openly. How do you rationalize the decision that was taken in terms of your religion?
Well, you know, we were in a state of war. Unfortunately, the security forces controlled it so well that the average man in the street had no idea. The only people who were really aware of the fact that we were at war were the relatives and friends of youngsters who were killed on the border, engaged in the war against SWAPO and the East Germans and the Cubans, and we had lots of casualties. But it was far away. In our cities and towns, things were peaceful thanks to the government. The control was thanks to the security forces. The control was good. So people didn't realize there was war. But in wartime, anything goes. And I believe that one of the big problems with Chris Hani was that as an ardent communist, he didn't believe in the Almighty God anyway. And